Uh, oh. But Discord, are you good? My Discord has been so garbage recently. It's just stuck on loading. Excuse me. Come on, Discord. Let me post to say I'm streaming. Why is it so rubbish at the moment? A couple of things on my computer just feels like they're slowing down. Come on. Come on, Discord, please. Get my phone. Hey, there we go. Let's sort out the chats first. YouTube chat. YouTube chan. Cool, it should be working. Twitch chat. The Twitch chat seems to be working. What I say as it's not showing the top of it. Yeah. Yo. Last thing's my camera. Chair in. Oh, I probably don't need this plugged in for a bit. I say that. Plugging things into the PC. Yeah, it's not even fully charged. It was plugged in for how long? Like, oh my god. IQ's really annoying because I don't know how to remove. This was a keyboard I bought and I returned because it... I don't know if you guys know what ghosting is, but it didn't have... It was a... Oh, wait, how do I describe this? It had ghosting, right? Basically, what that means is you can't push, I think, 4 or more keys because it won't register past 3 or something like that. So I returned it, which is terrible because it said no ghosting, I think, on it when I purchased it. So it's a really terrible thing that I had. But now it's stuck in my IQ, and I have no idea how to get rid of it. Like, I see no way, I see no remove or anything. It's a little dusty, despite me literally dusting my room completely yesterday. Performance, device settings, home. Can't right click it. Here's some wireless performance. It just says it's not here. Like, I know it's unavailable. Can I remove it? So many like small functions software just don't seem to have, like removing freaking removing a device from device software because you're not using it anymore. You know what? I might have to keep my fan on just because it's a bit warm. You guys will have to witness a slight like in the background. Well, then again, it won't fully come through. It'll just make my voice sound a little bit noisier. Excuse me. Let's tell the chat what I'm doing. I think I almost did the UV mapping, so I'm just going to start doing solid color. I'm going to try to get it in Substance Painter on like 1.4K map and just start giving everything solid colors, and then we'll work from there. Because I don't know if I want to paint my shadows or I want the shadows to be casted in the scene. Or both. Like, I could kind of have painted shadows and then also shadows, which is low-key what I did for my fish station, but I used a filter that kind of hid most of those real shadows, or used a post-processing effect. So we'll see how I want to do it as we go along. Announcement. I've been having a pretty rough time recently, but I want to get some stream out just because I've not been doing anything productive. I've been applying for jobs and stuff. That's been my productivity lately. But that's about it for productivity. I've been going for walks for exercise and stuff. That reminds me, I should kind of open to planning, hiring. How do I set my account to open to work? Job titles. Actively applying. Save. Update. Cool. Open to work. There we go. Whether or not my boss will get upset that he sees that. Are you waiting... Starfield? I honestly have no interest in Starfield. I will wait for it to be released to see what people say. If people say it's amazing, I'll probably buy it. But I have no expectations from that company right now. I'm surprised so many people do have expectations from that company. They've released absolute garbage the last couple of years, have they not? What's that? Bethesda? Yeah, Bethesda. I thought people lost a lot of trust in Bethesda the last couple of years, but Starfield has shown its face, and everyone's been like, "Ooh, exciting!" Like their Elder Scrolls game, or their Elder Scrolls game keeps being delayed, right? They haven't released one for 12 years. Fallout 76 was a complete flop because of all the stuff they promised and didn't deliver, and then the game was like buggy and everything. And then you had Starfield, which is being released now. So I'm surprised with the last decade of history that people are so excited. It might be an amazing game, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely waiting to see what comes of it before I buy it. Because if Fallout 76 has anything to show, we can't expect promises, right? Like Fallout 76, they had a ton of things they said was going to be in it and be working, and like, oh, it's 16 times the detail of Fallout 4, and it just wasn't, right? Like, so, and that was one of the many things they said. I've watched a whole video on it by a historian, so I know a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I have no interest in any of their releases until they've released it, and I can say, oh, actually, people are saying it's really good. I will play that. It's like Diablo, right? Diablo 4. So who makes Diablo? Developers. Blizzard, right? Yeah, Blizzard. Great example. Blizzard has been releasing absolute garbage recently, with Overwatch 2 basically just being Overwatch 1. They removed this. They didn't add the story that they promised, which is a big reason people wanted it. They released Diablo Immortals, which is a complete cash grab. And then Diablo 4 was announced. They're thinking, people were like, "Whoa, I'm excited!" I'm like, "Why are you excited?" They've shown recently they are not that much to be trusted. And I bet if we look at Diablo 4 or Metacritic now, I can only imagine it's very low rated. Yep, 2. I don't care about the critics. 2 out of 10. So yeah, I'm just. Why is the critic score so? Is Diablo 4? Diablo 4 is not on Steam, is it? No. Because you can't. I was gonna say, can I see a rating on there? Diablo 4 rating. A 2.2 out of 5 from audience. IGN give it a 9 out of 10. Wow. Critics gave it really high, but audience is giving it really low. Diablo 4, why low rating? Once launched, Diablo 4 received praise from critics, but faced criticism from fans due to server issues, microtransactions, and its live service approach. The initial review bombing effort saw the game's user score plummet to an abysmal 4.8. It's less than that. It's like 2. I mean, I had a friend who literally bought it. I told him, don't buy it, wait for reviews, and he bought it, and then he was just like, yeah, it's not very good. So, and he loves the Diablo series, so... I think I've been hearing there's no endgame as well. As a massive fan, Diablo 4 is a massive disappointment. Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, that's basically the way I'm looking at Starfield, right? I will just wait until other people review it, then I can then just go play it if it's good, right? I'm not in any... It's a single-player game, right? So multiplayer games, I'm sometimes in a rush to get them, because if you don't play a multiplayer game in the first couple of months, you miss that whole first couple of months, like, everyone learning the game, which can be really fun, and sometimes the best experience of a video game. It was one of the reasons Call of Duty was so good with a yearly release, because nobody knew the best weapons every single year. You had to feel your way around and sort of get your way into the game. But yeah, if you miss that sort of period... Yeah, if I do that... I want to make it actually to the scale of what we got going on at the floor over here. Or at least roughly to the scale. Oh, wait. What point is it scaling around? Oh, the center. No, scale around the edge. That'd be an easier way to do it. Right, so if I always forget how to do this. How do I move this? But I haven't used Blender in a couple of weeks and not my brain. How to move... What is that called? Origin point in Blender. There's a button to just move it, is there not? So I can like click it and just drag it over. How do I move the orange dot in Blender? Here we go. Wait, what's he doing?
Don't want to do that. This little orange dot, all you have to do now, and this is probably the fastest way I've found, is you can use this little cursor button up here.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. It's this. Oh, so is there any cursor? Was there not one that moves the origin point? Either way, I can move the cursor. Do this. That works, right? If I do that, yeah, it'll clip to it like exactly what I want. Oh, it clips to the... Oh, okay, so I'll clip it to there instead. It doesn't clip to the actual active vertex. It clips to the beveled one. That's interesting. Do that. Go there, and then we go active to origin. Cursor to origin. Nope. Oh, what? It doesn't undo that? That's annoying. Sorry, I haven't got my chat up at the moment. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. What chat have you been using? Oh, here. Oh, so tick move axis next to... Oh, wait, where's it? Sorry? Top right corner. In where? Drop down menu. Which one? There's so many. That one? Tick move axis. Or axes. I mean, that's them. So many things. I mean, this way works. I just can't remember what the command is. Oh, can't see it from your face cam, actually. Lol. I don't see it in there anyway. I'll just... What way did he just say to do it?
If you hold down Alt.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're on a face. It's on the face. And now all you have to do to move this little guy is go Object, Set Origin, origin to 3D cursor.
That's it. Origin to... It's got to be in this mode. There we go. That was a more effort than it should have been. So is this really that thick? This one's like all the way there. Crazy. The problem is, this is like... So it depends how I want to do it. Because this causes its own layer, right? So I've got like this floor underneath. But then the planks are like their own entire layer underneath that. I've got them on top at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, mine... Oh, I say on top, they're kind of clipping with it. But they kind of actually go like this. Wow. Oh, yeah, because I got mine hanging over, right? So it's like this. But I'm not sure the best way to tackle that. Because what I could do is unhide that into wireframe. Is it already reaching the bottom? Yeah, it is. So what we could do is not have the cursor selected. There you go. Is bring one of this down a tad, right? Wait, actually, no. So we don't want the wall selected. Yeah. Then we need to bring this down a tad, like so. Then what we can do, bring all this down to fit in that range. What I should have done was do this. Grab the floor again, do... Oh, what have I selected there? Oh, the back wall. Oh, wait, did I... Hold on a minute. Did I have that selected already by accident? Oh, he did. Oops. That should be there. Oh my god, what if someone just sent me as a message? Jesus Christ, someone just sent me like a spam message. Get out of here. Hey, Play Plus, it's good to hear from you again. I was going to say see you again, but I guess I'm not seeing you. I've had a very stressful time recently, so I'm sorry that I've been away a little bit. My motivation is almost non-existent, if I'm being honest. Like I have no wanting right now to actually do 3D, just because everything's been going on. But I want to do some anyway, just because... Just that, really, just because... Oh, wait, so this doesn't need to go to there, it just needs to go to here. Oh, but then this part's floating off the ground. Oh, that's annoying. And we can't see behind there anyway. But what I can do is just grab some extra planks. Plankton. And... Actually, no, we'll stretch it to the way we want. Because, again, I wanted to kind of match the floorboards that we've got going on. Really kind of set individual media point. Am I being stupid? Oh, yeah, he's got it here. I am being stupid. So this is coming off the walls. So basically want to, like, this is like thick, though. Look how thick this is. That's like the thickest floorboard ever. What motivation? You are doing what you actually want to do. Be happy. Kind of. I was just let go from my job. So my motivation is a little bit lower than usual. See, I'm wondering if this is even worth the effort, or we just keep it the way I did it before. Because obviously that needs to be like here. Why is it? Oh, because I'm in edit mode. Yeah. That's it underneath the wall. And sort of sitting on top. But then, yeah, I've got all this problem back here. I can always stretch it to just do something like this. Oh, I just see hearts coming up in chat. Ooh, look at those. Did they come up actually on the stream? I don't even know. Yeah, so unfortunately my motivation is limited right now. I mean, no matter what, how much you enjoy doing art, it will always, in a weird way. Well, actually, I guess it depends on the person, right? So for me, work is always work. Even if I'm doing it on stream, it always, in a weird way, it was just a very slight bit like a chore. Does that make sense? Because obviously I could go be playing video games right now. Like, this is a hobby that I really enjoy. But there's other hobbies that I enjoy even more, right? So even if I didn't have my job, sort of causing me some additional stress at the moment, there's still the factor that this still feels a little bit more like a chore than just doing something like a video game. Hey, I see message retracted. It's cool, man. You could have kept it there. So the floorboards, I'm not sure about how to do the unwrap on them. Everything else, have I got them all on 1UV square yet? No, I haven't. So everything else, I'm pretty sure is unwrapped. So what I want to do, I want everything to share one 4K map, even maybe an 8K map, because I'm kind of curious how that would work. More than anything. And if it doesn't work very well, I could always just do it a normal way, like make each asset have its own UVs and stuff. But I'm curious, because they're all sort of flat colors. I'm wondering if I flat color all of them and then just go in there and just do like some painted details on bits. Like we have a bit of a shape in here that I've probably not made. Should I physically make that, for example? Or should that just be part of a texture? Because to physically make that, all that looked like was something like... just like something like this. Probably just like coming like this. Not a great way of doing it. If we merge you at the center, you know what I mean. It looked like something like this, and it just needed to be smoothed over in that spot. But I could also just draw that on as a texture. Right, so I'm wondering if it would be better because the camera angle. So when I finish this, right, all I want the camera angle to do is like slightly move like this when it's finished. Oh wait, did I stay in the camera when I did that? Can I undo that? Oh no. Oh no, it's not aligned anymore. Oh, what have I done? Oh well, I already sort of did it anyway. So yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm wondering if I could do it on one texture and how that would look. And maybe the floorboards would just have as a third texture. Because I'm making the walls and floors their own texture. So it's going to be like maybe 4K textures at the end. Which may be a bit overkill. But I'm just curious how it goes, really. It's more of an experiment more than anything. And if it doesn't work very well, we'll just say, oh, okay, that didn't work and we'll move on. These are going to be really annoying to UV map, though. So we'll apply these. And all I got to do is each one separately. Is there not a quicker way I could do this? I don't think there is. Like, what I could do is delete all the bottoms. I could do by just doing like this. How you guys been? You guys had good stuff happening for you? So yeah, I can delete all the bottoms like that. Delete that. And then we can unwrap from the top and it will just give you like a result like this, which is pretty good. Formal will probably be a bit better. No, it looks fine either way. Reduce the spacings. We're going to make it quite a high res map anyway. So something more like this, maybe even less spacing than that. Like this, and we have all the floorboards like this. Now I could just texture it so the floorboards all share, or just have one texture across the whole thing. But again, I want to see what happens when I do everything separately, like the way I'm doing it, because I'm very intrigued. Oh, so what I should actually do now is create a new material. We'll call this one floor. Go into viewport color. Just make the floor like. I'm just making them shades so I know that they're separate. So the wall, I want the walls, and that floor, which are already separate. I I'll put average island scale and then pack islands. Okay. Wow, that's a terrible pack. It's because of this guy. Because I could easily squeeze you in here. Even if I have to slightly reduce the scale to get it to fit nicely. Can I get rid of the texture in here? Damn, that's a bit of an annoying one. How do I squeeze this into anywhere that makes me use up less space? It's kind of a waste. We can fix it later, though. This bottom part really doesn't need much, especially the bottom here. I could technically get rid of all this, too. And I could technically get rid of all this as well. Right? Because all these parts you don't see. As much as it'd be nice to fly, like, I could have the camera spin around the entire scene. I don't think we need it, right? For our final render, we're just having it from this angle. So it shouldn't be that much of a deal. If I give it to people to fly around, what I could do is I could just make it and have blocking volume so you can't fly past like this point and this point to like see the backs, and you could go into here and you could look at stuff. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way. The only annoying thing about this is if I have light in the scene, sometimes having these as a two-sided mesh isn't the best versus it being an actual physical mesh, but we could deal with that later. So if we do this, do I need any of this? What's this? Yeah, it's all the under bevel. Don't need any of that. Oh. Go. This. Technically, I don't need any of these bevels, no. But I do want this top bit. All these bevels can go. So this is like an optimization thing. For those of you who've not done this before, deleting faces you can't see, like for example, a stand on the ground, deleting the undersurface and stuff like that, is always good. Is that a good point, actually? Because obviously, can we delete faces we don't want to see, like yours? Wow! Wow! Damn! Bro. Do you need to do me like that? Oh, yeah, deleting the under bevel. Actually, I guess from up here, you'd never notice that anyway. How's work going? If you didn't hear the news, I have been fired from my job, but I hope your job is going splendid. Oh, no, sorry, I was let go from my job. Technically, the company closed. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, so now if we average... that's better. There's still a lot of dead space. The video game. But it's better. I mean, automatically, I can see here... Wait, really? Yeah. It's a hot mess, Megapixel, I'll be honest. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it in general, so unfortunately I can't go into much detail. What is happening here? Yeah, unfortunately I cannot go into much detail about it because I don't think I'm allowed. It's a little bit... I don't really know. Is that disconnected? Why is it not? Oh, wait, hold on a minute. I unwrapped it originally because I thought the back was going to have a thingy, but I don't need that. So if we go clear seam, then unwrap, there you go. Now don't go diagonally. Yeah, it does suck, but I technically this is the third job I have almost been made redundant from. I was made redundant from my first ever job at game. I was almost made redundant, but I ended up quitting from Corals, and now I've been made redundant from my new company. Like, I'm not a very fortunate person. Anyone who says I am just doesn't know what Steve's life is like. Because people have told me that. It's like, oh, you seem like a you know, not lucky person, but they will say, oh, you seem like a quite fortunate person. Like, who are you talking about? I am far from fortunate. But we've got to keep going. Hopefully I'll find work to replace it. Hopefully I won't have to get back to retail. As much as in a way retail kind of was less stress at some points than my job was offering, it's still retail at the end of the day, and I don't particularly enjoy retail work, even though I've been told I'm pretty good at it. Because I'm fine at talking to people, I guess. I'm just going to cut these out into a separate thingy. That, and then a nice separate and cleaner looking. Unwrap everything, and then we go pack. This is not going to pack very well, is it? Okay. Like, what I could do is start cutting things up and get him to squeeze in, but I don't really want to do that. So for now, we're just going to select that. So that's all everything I want in this channel. And we're going to create a new one. I read what you said in just a second. We're going to make it... Oh, that looks already blue tinted. So it's blue tinted. So now we've got 3 separate ones. So the windows, I could have put it in there as well. I should probably put that window in there, actually. Or should they might... I actually might need to make them separate. And the reason for that is because I might want them to actually emit light. So having them as a separate one is probably going to be the best way to achieve that. Technically, that hides that. Oh, that should be further back. Or, well, no, more this should be further forward. And it should sort of overlap with that, like this. Because the glass is supposed to be in there, right? Yeah. Although, I say that, this glass frame is clearly a little too far forward, so we'll do this. There you go. Glass frame, wooden frame. I got made redundant for my last job since I've only had 3 jobs. That's 33%. How many jobs have I had? I worked at a call center that didn't even pay minimum wage. The call center was... It said on the advert, £250 minimum a week. But that was only because they expected you to get 5 sales a week. And if you got less than 5, they only paid you like... I can't remember what the maths was, but they only paid you a certain amount per sale. So for a week's worth of work, I got £70. So I quit that job because I was like, no, you said on your you said on the CV, on the application, sorry, that it was for $250 minimum, and you just paid me less than what you said was minimum. So I left that job. I went to then work for Amazon for a month or 2, and I worked 60-hour weeks. So that, or 50 hours, 60 hours. So that was pretty garbage. Then after that, I worked in game for 1.5 years and got made redundant. I was actually fired, technically. I was going to be made redundant, but then I was fired. That's a long story. Then after that, I worked in Corals for about 1.5 years. And that was all right. That was quite a chill job. It's just a betting shop. For those of you who aren't in the UK, I don't know about Europe with betting shops, but I know US is a bit weird about betting. In the UK, you've got these small shops where you can bet on horses and races and stuff. There's other things you can bet on too, but the most common was horses and dog races. So I did that for a little bit. Then after that, I got this job, well, the job I just left, and I was working here for 2 years and 3 months. And one thing that got me was I remember about 1 year ago or something, someone like made it out that I hadn't worked very much. Like, they tried to, I don't know why, but they tried to act like I hadn't had much work since after university, like I was sponging off the government or something, I'm not sure. And I was like, you realize I've worked like, what, 5, 6 jobs? I was like, and I named them all. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you'd worked that many jobs. Like, yeah, because unfortunately, I don't come from a rich background or anything, or a wealthy background. I have to look after myself. I live with my parents, but I have to pay them rent. But it's just like, yeah, don't make assumptions. Like, I've had to work retail, warehouse, call centers, or to just get by. That was actually an ironic thing when we, oh, I've already unwrapped it, nice. It was kind of an ironic thing. Ironic? Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for, but I went for this job, and that's a small one. And I've I could delete the framing here, right? Because I technically don't need that. And now it's like a separate piece. I think that's the better way to do it, because it connects to this frame anyway. I mean, what I should probably do is slightly increase the scale, make sure it sort of goes over that scale, just so that way it makes sure to cover those pieces. But yeah, I've worked a lot of jobs, and they've not all been very fun, but you know, you got to roll up the punches. That is clearly not averaging the islands. Let's separate that into a mesh, I think, and combine them as one. Remove the materials and give them a whole separate material, because I'm going to make this one an emissive object very likely, so we'll make it yellow to make that clearer. Okay, that is not yellow. I guess like it looks more green, but that's fine. Oh, look at these engons. Why is that not averaging scale? That's probably right. These are just going to be emitting light, so they don't need a great amount of resolution anyway. Okay. It kind of looks like it's just green. Let me make that a lot more obvious that it's not. There you go. So, I'll let you know if the place was... Oh, sorry. Did I read that? I can't remember. Thank you very much. I've been asking a bunch of people for work. It always feels really weird. I always felt really odd with that kind of stuff, because, like, I was at work. I didn't get a job in the 3D art industry for so long. It was all off my own back. I didn't have a single person help me, which I just found weird, because as soon as I got a job, within the first 3 months of getting my job, I got my friend a job who'd also been looking for a long time. But I'm not really blaming anyone for that. At the end of the day, if there was no jobs available at the companies, but I can imagine a lot of people just get in and they sort of just don't think about other people, which is perfectly fine. But my first thought when I got a job was, I really want to get a job for my other friends who couldn't get jobs in the industry, because from people don't seem to realize, but out of maybe 60 people in my course, maybe only 6 people found artwork, like jobs in the industry. I could name probably all of them at the top of my head. There might be a tiny bit more now, but a lot of them just gave up. The best artist of my course was this guy called Adam, and he was so good. He could make like Blizzard art, like World of Warcraft, and just make it look better, and he couldn't find a job. And now he works, I think, in a housing agency, and I find that so sad. Like, that talent going to waste just because nobody would give him a job, I think that is just the worst. I hate that so much, because like, I think my thing is we all at least deserve a chance, and in this industry people don't even want to give you that, and I think that's just so rough that, like, you're not even given the chance to prove yourself. You're just left to rot. Like, no one wants to give you work. You can't show them that you can do the work. You can't get better. Because that was one thing we were told in university, that, oh, when you leave university, you're not going to be that good. Then you'll get good when you get a job. And then none of us could get a job. And it's like, how are we supposed to get good? How are we supposed to get good if we can't find work to do it? We can't have anyone train us. And that really annoys me. Because I think at a bare minimum, people deserve a chance to show that they can do the work. And if they can't, if they go into a job and they show that they can't do the work and they get fired, then I can understand not finding work for a long time after that. But not being able to find work from the get-go is just so soul-crushing. And it just makes you think, is this worth it? Is it worth the time and effort? Is it worth, you know, having to throw myself at something where people don't even want me? It's like, it's rough. What I need to do is, I wonder if I select something and then reset all of its scales or break anything. But that gets broken. Why's that? Why does resetting that scale break it? Let's find that's out there, because we're about to put it in anyway. I don't... What? Oh, what? So I need to reset... Oh, okay, I need to reset that. Put another one of these on it. There you go. I was gonna say, that's weird. I didn't get rid of that. I hope you guys haven't had as much trouble as a lot of people I know finding work, though. Because, like I said, it does suck. And it's like when Megapixel told me he got a job. That was very exciting. I mean, I talk really negatively about this person in my company, and for good reason. She was very lazy. There was a person in my company, I said my company, the company I worked for, and she squandered, in my opinion, her chance to do any work. And don't get me wrong, like, there's probably some reasons behind it, but like, I've described it a couple of times, so... described it a couple times. This is what I mean, right? So when I say if you get into an industry and you squander your chance, I think that's on you. If you then get, and I want to add this as well. This person, she found work like 2-3 months later. She came into my job, pretty much didn't do any work for like 7 months. She did some, but she was so lazy and she knew it. And then she left the company, said where on LinkedIn because she was upset she couldn't find that she'd lost her job and she couldn't find work, and then found work 2 to 3 months later. That's the kind of person I think should be made to wait a couple of years to find work. As horrible as that sounds, if you squander your first opportunity, that's when you need to prove to everybody you're a good worker. If you squander that, I think that's on you. Whereas most people I know who deserve the job she got, because she squandered her first position. She didn't even deserve her first position at my company. Well, okay, no. As I just said, everyone deserves at least one chance. She didn't deserve to be at my job as long as she was. And she might be doing really well in her company now. Don't get me wrong. She might actually be really good now. She was never a bad artist. I said this to her when she was working. She got very mad at me because I think I thought she was a really bad artist. She was a very good artist. She was just very lazy. And... It just annoys me a little bit because it's like she got a job in 2 to 3 months. I have friends still looking for work after what I graduated in 2016. I still have friends looking for work after 7 years of not finding work who would be better workers than she is, and that really annoys me because I'm just like, they deserve it and they can't get it. And she. A good example, right, was I told her to make some... We didn't have any work for her at the time, right? Or at least we were planning some work for her, and we didn't have anything at the moment in time when she didn't have anything to do. So I literally said to her, okay, make some, basically make some flagpoles. And I'm going to show you how simple they were. If I could freaking... What direction am I looking for? This direction, here you go. Wait. Hold on a minute, I've done it the wrong way around. I want to select 2, keep 1. That's just good. Oh my god. 2, keep 1. Wait, no. Hold on a minute. Oh, I'm confusing myself. I could have done this way easier by just literally getting a cube. Because basically it was like these little tags on it. basically just this. And then we could just array them across. That's 3. Across. I think she probably had a bevel on them. Yeah, it was something like this, right? That was basically the flag, right? And then she had like some different designs of that, where there was like one that was like this with 2 on the edges, like that, right? And that was basically the model. She didn't need to texture it. She needed to UV map it, which freaking takes no time at all, right? It's just cylinders and squares, so you just hit the edge. So for a cylinder, you just do that, mark, wrap. And then for flat planes, you literally just, you know, it's a flat plane. If I do scale and then unwrap it, it will do it like this. And then squares, you do it like a square, right? So that's it. That was all she did. She had to do 5 variations of these. I think we literally had them drawn up. We even had concepts of what they needed to look like. So she didn't need to make anything up. So, you know, that's like, okay, cool. Pretty simple job. We gave her the work on Wednesday, about 12 o'clock. She didn't finish until almost the end of Tuesday. And I want to clap 5. 5 banners. / flags, whatever you want to call them. So that means, if we add up the hours, so if we set her to work about 12 o'clock on Wednesday. I know this is like kind of a, whoa, what's Steve talking about? Why is he going on a tangent? Because this is important, right? And it's why it annoys me when I see someone squander a job role, and then instantly find other work. And I'm just like, they just don't deserve it. So, 4.5 hours for that day. Then every other day after that, 7.5 hours. So, what? That was Thursday, Friday, Monday. And then, like I said, it was basically the whole of Tuesday. So, that's 30 hours on top of that. 34.5 hours, right? And it was for 5 models. That means each model took 7 hours almost. Those banners, just those banners, she claimed took her 7. Well, no, hold on a minute. Actually, I want to say she didn't claim they took her this long. That's what's even worse, right? So I already worked it out, and I'm her acting lead. I wasn't the lead artist at the time, but I was her acting lead. I messaged her actually. I didn't call her. I messaged her, and I was like, Gemma, are these banners done? Yes. Did you just finish them? Yes. Otherwise, I would have told you to give you more work. I was like, okay, cool. How long did the banners take you? Oh, well, the first one took me, she said something like, the first one took me 5 hours, but then all the other ones after that took me 2 hours each, I think is what she said. So 5 hours for the first one. There's 4 other banners. There's another 8 hours on top. Yeah, 13. That sounds about right. I remember that being the maths. So it said, so, you know, to get all of them done, it took you 13 hours. Yeah. Okay, so that means you were finished basically Friday morning. So what did you do the whole of Friday, Monday, and most of today, being the Tuesday that I was telling her this? And her response was, have you got a problem with me? Did I say her name? I think I may have said her name, didn't I? Whoops. And it's just like, yes. Yeah, kind of. Because you've not made up 21.5 hours of work. I didn't mean... it doesn't really matter as long as you've not got a last name. Yeah, she... 21.5 hours of work. I'm kidding now. That's insane. That the fact that she didn't want to clarify... And she didn't want to tell me what she did in those hours. She just said, have you got a problem? I was just like, what? And then we gave her a chance and we said, okay, this month we're going to let you do lessons. Udemy or something. I can't remember what we were using. You're paid to study. We're going to pay you to study. Okay, cool. She had a week. I think she was doing it for a week so far, worth of studying. We can check how much time she has been on the website, or how much viewing she's done in something like a week, which is 37.5 hours. she'd done, I think, 2 or 4 hours worth of video viewing. Four hours of viewing in 37.5 hours. Even if we gave her benefit of the doubt and said, well, she kept pausing it, so each hour was more like 5 hours, that would still only be 20 hours, which means there's still 17.5 hours unaccounted for. Now, don't get me wrong. I've always said you have lazy days and stuff like this, and you shouldn't account for every single hour in the workplace, because sometimes you're going to be working slower. But that's a lot of hours. And this person then left the company and found work not that long later. She was that bad of an employee, yet she still found work later. And if she's watching this stream, I'm sorry, but this is just the God's honest truth. That it feels really rough that this person was able to find work so quickly. Like, I feel like most artists I speak to, that would bother them. Because a lot of people I know had to wait a really long time to find their work. For this person to get 2 jobs in that small of a time frame after basically ruining her first chance at the first job. It grinds my gears. Would you guys say that's fair? That annoys me? Oh god, I almost said that over there. I know some people would just say, oh, you should just mind your business. Like, that shouldn't bother you. I mean, technically, I was an acting lead, so it bothered me even more because I had to make up for the work she wasn't doing. Whoa. What is that? Ah. Or did I not do these at all? I did it here. I did it here. Looks like just this. Yeah, see, that's the only problem is I knew he was going to get all these holes. This is when I do need some better software for UV mapping, to be fair. I know I usually say, oh, I don't need it, I don't need it. This is an example of when I could definitely use it. Because we've got a lot of holes that could have easily been filled by things. Oh, there you go. Oh, nice. Reducing that gap actually worked. Sweet. So that looks pretty good. I have no idea how that's going to look like on a 4K map, but we're viewing, at the end of the day, we're viewing the scene from up here. So having all of that on 4K should be enough resolution. And if not, I could always just swap it out for 8K and see what we get. I just get very emotional when it comes to thinking about other people not finding work. It just really irks me. Because there's so many talented people out there who deserve a chance. And they're not even given it. And then they have to spend their 3 years that they went to university. And, like, it's just squandered. Because then they spent, like me, I spent 5 years, right? Well, I got this job two years and 3 months ago. I'm almost 29. So I would have got it at 27. I finished university at 22. So, yeah, I spent 5 years. I spent 8 years of my life, like, trying to get something that was just so out of reach. And I finally got it. And now I've lost it, obviously. But I finally got it. And it's just like, there are some people who didn't even get it. And they probably spent as much time as I did, if not spending the time now still trying to get it. And they're just wasting years of their life away pursuing something. If they enjoy the art, that's fine. But I know some of them literally just really want it as a job. And it's just really sad to me that they're spending all that time pursuing something that just they're not able to get. Because just nobody wants to hire them. And that's just frustrates me so much. What do I call this? Corner scene or something? Have I got anything here? We're just gonna call it entire environment because we might split it up at some point. This might be a terrible way to do it, but I really just want to see if it works. Having it all as one basic thing, and then I just throw it in and I just work with that. And if I want to actually make it fly around, I just set it all to complex collisions, and boom, we've got just a basic scene done. But we'll see. This may be a terrible way to do it. Oh, did it improve a lot in the last release? Oh god, I just loaded up so I play it twice. Hold on, it's covered the chat. There you go. Plenty of packing improved a lot in the last release, but still not as good as Dedicated. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of happy with how that one looks, right? Like, how do you select by material? Like that? Oh, you can't. Wait. All right. If I do this. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait, no, I'm clearly selecting. I'll select everything. Oh, I'm not seeing everything. Hold on a minute. Deselect everything. And then select. There you go. I'm kind of impressed. Ignore, like, the background ones. Oh, actually, hold on a minute. What's something sitting on top? What's that? Oh, I missed one. Hold on a minute. Oh, God's sake. Select everything. And then start deselecting stuff that I don't want. Cool. Please look as good as it did a second ago. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed. Obviously, we've got this could probably be compressed a little bit more to maybe give me 20% more pixel density. But honestly, I'm quite happy with this. In fact, I might be able to... Wait, I should have unwrapped. Hold on a minute. What I should have done. Average. I don't want to unwrap. I want to pack. Because some things I've unwrapped in very particular ways because they looked better. There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. But let's check another pack and go a little bit lower on the margins and see how much closer we can get stuff. Yeah, I mean, the only annoying ones are stuff like this. For some reason, they're doing a 45 degree. But to be honest, some of these are packed really nicely. Like, I always stick up for blenders unwrapping in general, because I do think blenders unwrapping is pretty good. But this is particularly good. Like, this, I did not think it was going to do such a good job. Like, the only thing I can really complain about is it didn't fill in some more of the gaps. Like, I could definitely, like, grab this. Why am I rotating around there? Where's my origin? My rotate point? Am I dumb? Is it... I mean, I am dumb, but... Oh my god, why can't I remember... Why can't I remember... Bunny box? What am I... Oh! Oh! There you go, I was being dumb. There you go. Like, these being rotated, I would have preferred them straight, and then unwrap around that. I could What I could do actually is find all the ones that look diagonal. So probably this, and I guess this. Yep. And then I'm pretty sure there's a setting to then not change rotations. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, no, yeah, there. So now it won't rotate them. And now we got them. They should be straight. Yeah, there you go. Ah, but it's cleared like a gap there, so it's probably not worth it. But no, yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed by this. This is actually pretty tight. Tightly packed, that is. It's tight, dude. Yeah, we got some really low res stuff, so I'm hoping we're not gonna have problems. Might want to slightly raise this because if they're too close together, oh, you go. We can lower that one. There you go. Now I've actually got an offset between them. Only just, but it's enough. All right, now let's save. Export. Our environment. Substance. Desktop. Corner scene. Corner scene. Thread that into there. Okay. Oh, it's showing me the floorboards first. Oh, I didn't name all of them. Whoops. Oh, okay. So we've got... Oh. So there's a setting I need to re-enable in the thingy, which is select objects only, or selected objects, which I can't remember where to find that again. But for those of you who want that on by default, there is a way in Blender files. You have to change the config file somewhere, I think, and it will do it there for you. What I should actually do, let me re-export one more time. So what I want to do is go props. Walls and floor. Windows. There we go. I would always say, if you guys ever want to make a really nice scene, always try to make sure your models are optimized, but go wild with resolution because nobody seems to care. I don't know if any of you have noticed this when you look at people's portfolios. It seems very rare that people they will sometimes show you the textures, but it seems very rare that people will show you texture resolutions. So you can get away with like 8K textures and no one will ask any questions. It's kind of what I did with my M4. But like, if we go to ArtStation right now, find a 3D model, weapon, sure. I bet it's when I'm going to be proven wrong, isn't it? Okay, look, no textures shown here. This is a student? Oh my god. How am I going to compete? Like, what is the texture resolution? This is not for video games. This texture resolution is insane. Hi, Steve. I used to watch your live streams on YouTube. Oh, hey, Paper Hunt. Oh, I kind of remember that name, actually. Paper Hunt. Yeah, I vaguely remember that name. How's it going? How have you been? As he showed... Oh, you know what? 3 sets of 4K. There's no way. That's only 3 sets of 4K. Oh, you know what? No. These have to be, like, floating textures. The text here is way too detailed. 80,000 tries. Texture M4A1 has 3 sets. Escape has 1 4K set and 1 2K. Bullets have 1. I don't know. I work a lot with high resolution textures, and that's just. Would this apply only to props or entire environments as well? The go crazy with tech. Yeah. Environments is a little bit more limiting because you maybe want to demonstrate that you can have things at good texture resolutions, but most of the time, people just don't talk about texture resolution. But nothing. Oh, okay, he mentions it. He's not got any zoom-ins, because 1 4K is probably... Oh, it's concept. Yeah, see, these have to be decals. Look how clean this text looks. These have to be decals that they're not mentioning. Unless he does. Oh, our team should care about... Oh, this is a team-based thing? Oh, right. So this is the studio's... I thought it was just someone doing it for that. People love making guns. We were told in university, don't make guns because so many people want to do it. Yeah. Nothing about texture resolution. And even when I've been talked to by people, they very rarely ask me about texture resolution. They just care about how it looks in the poly count. And I'm just like, oh, okay. My M4A1 doesn't look as good as these guys. They're just rendering them really, really well, to be honest. Like mine, looks like this. I don't know what it is. Mine looks more gamey. I don't know if that makes sense. But like these were like 8K textures. You can see. I should have probably did the text through decals, but if I get close to the text, you can see, look, how much it drops in resolution. I think the viewer's only 2K on the website. But yeah, so I'm in disbelief that the text that they had when they said it was 4K, the text was actually part of that texture. Can't complain, finish up uni last year. Nice. Done F since. Nice. I hope you keep you well, mate. I'm doing pretty good. I lost my job recently, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Are you going to make vertex paint and blender for ID map baking and substance paint for the scene? I see many different objects. I want to see what I can do by keeping everything on one, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm curious if I can keep everything on basically one map. Well, I've separated a couple of things out, and I'll show you what in a minute. So we've got like the entire environment, right? Oh, I've got some inverted faces. I need to fix those. But if I get rid of the floor, get rid of the props, get rid of the walls, get rid of the windows. I'm having those, like the props, all on one map because I want to see. Because there's only it's quite a flat color scene. So I want to see how much I can get away with by having them all on one UV map and see where that goes. If it's terrible, it's terrible. I just put them into separate maps. And then just go from there. But I'm just curious how much I could do with them on one map. Why? What happened? Company closed. It's a bit of a mess. I can't really talk about it. I don't think anyway. But yeah, so it's a weird situation. Aren't modern games are better at handling poly count? I would imagine running out of texture memory. Yeah, you'd think so, Ravi. That's what I used to think. Even when UE4 was a thing, it sort of came out. I always thought that would be more what people cared about was the texture resolution. But when it comes to ArtStation pieces, people just seem to care about poly count. And this is from experience. When people ask me about, like, my last couple of interviews, people have asked me, the only thing they've asked me about optimization has been poly count. And I usually just show them it. Yeah, they don't even usually ask about texture resolution. They just say, oh, damn, textures look pretty good. And that's about it. I also hope I find something soon. I don't mind taking a whole month out, but I hope it's not going to be any longer than a month. You guys can support me with donations. No, I'm joking. I got more than enough money saved up that I don't need to ask for stuff like donations. Oh. Oh, my. Oh my god, there's so many pieces that are just... Yeah. Appreciate streaming Discord. No problem, man. This is when you make something with 16K textures and the first question they ask you in your interview is, so what texture resolution did you use? And you're just like, Steve! It's just like, not even from personal, yeah, it is from personal experience, but it's not just that. It's just, even when I've like spoken to people, like industry people who have shown me art pieces, people just rarely talk about the texture resolution. It's just something that is a thing. I mean, two of those assets, they did say about it, but they're clearly not mentioning. I'm not gonna up now. They clearly weren't mentioning some details because it's very clear that the text on it couldn't have been part of the 4K maps because they would have been too low res. Admittedly, I wasn't able to zoom in, but it just looked too crisp. Right, discard. That should fix the inverted things. Cool. Now let's do a really, really dense bake and see what kind of results we get. We're just gonna go like 8K. Well, we'll get 4K because I don't want to sit you guys waiting here for ages. Technically, you can't view it as 8K anyway in here. You can only view it as 2K. Like I said to people, if anyone is jumping in the chat like right now, I know this is not the best way to do this kind of environment, but I really wanted to see what it's like to do it as one map for all the props and everything, because I just thought it'd be interesting. So it's more of an experimental thing rather than an actual practical thing. Because if you look at, I've obviously got more than enough proof on my ArtStation that I know how to do it the proper way, right? Like with here, all of these assets were textured separately and put in, and they're like 512 and 1K textures. I still think this probably turned out one of the best ones. The shading and everything I did on this, for some reason, just looks really nice. The train looks alright as well. Yeah, I know how to do it the right way. I just... Oh, look at that. I just intentionally want to do it the wrong way to see what kind of detailing I get. Because another thing is the environment is only going to be viewed from here, right? All the way back here. Well, if we full screen this. All the way back here. So, the way I'm looking at it is if these all share 4K, they're never going to take up enough pixels anyway for you to not really see that, for it to look low res. I guess it's similar with the scene I just showed you, where you're going to be far enough away in the render that it shouldn't matter. I've been playing Euro Truck Simulator as well. Look, I got this whole... I might stream it. It might be funny. But... I got this whole setup over here. I knocked it on my chair. My chair has like 2 broken wheels on it. I need a new chair, but it feels like I wasted my money on this one if I replace it too quickly. So I've lived here for like 3 years, and this is my second chair. Admittedly, I took the chair from the last place I lived, and then the place before that. The chair before that lasted me a while, but it still means if I get another chair, that'll be my 3rd chair while living here. And I've only been here 3 years. Right, so that did it quite fast, actually. So that looks pretty good. Oh, God's sake. The issue is with... Well, hold on a minute. I'll backface. The issue is... Okay, so the main things I see are here. Here. And there's clearly something else. Because I could select everything and just do that. And then Control N. But, as I thought, some things are just going to be inverted the wrong way. But I didn't want to select if I could do it. What's missing? I don't see anything. Is it just because the lights come through here when I turn on backface? Probably. We go again. This is one part of 3D modeling that a lot of people... I just saw a kidney for my chair literally arrived today, and I hope it outlasts me. Nice. You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if you wasn't joking that you did sell a kidney for your chair. Do you guys? This is a good question. It's about a bit off topic, but like, I don't know how much. You see. Wait, I tend to believe you most of the time. I'm losing my train of thought. So, like, on your keyboard, I don't know why I'm showing you the keyboard because I can just explain it, but like, oh, I can't pull it up anymore. I'll just explain it then. Do you guys have a numpad? The amount of people I speak to who just either have 60% or the one past that where you have like your directional keys and like your delete, insert, home, end, page up, page down, print screen, scroll lock, and pause break. I don't know many people who seem to have their numlocks. And as a Blender user, numlock is what allows me to move around the scene so freely. And I also type with it, right? When I'm like, if I wanted to type a number, I usually like 2500. I type there because I think typing at the top of your keyboard doesn't feel as comfortable. Like if I want to type 2967, I've got to go from one end of the keyboard. Well, not one end, but I've got to go from far to the left to far to the right. If I'm doing it with one hand, I guess if I'm doing it two, it's not too bad. Numpad, sorry, I keep saying numlock. Whereas numpad, if I wanted to type, well, I can't remember what I just said, but like, it's just so fast, like, and it's all one-handed. I did work in retail, and in retail, we used a lot of numpads. But yeah, I find it so odd that so many people just don't use numpads. I have. I have a 60%. It was only a cheap one, but I'm actually really impressed by it. It's even got a whole set of replacement keys, and I think it's brown keys, so it's quite quiet. Yeah, it's brown. But it looks like a classic sort of color, which I was like, oh, that looks kind of retro. I want that, and yeah. Oh, you can't even hear it. Yeah. Super nice. Bluetooth works really well. I've also bought a bunch of Switch games. I've been kind of on a spender at the moment. Losing my jobs made me want to spend money because it just makes me feel a little bit better. So I've been buying Switch games off the Facebook Marketplace. I would imagine most of numpad users would be... No. Most of them, for me anyway, from people I know, usually they're programmers, admittedly, but they're just not... They just have 60% for their computer. I like my numpad. I don't know why I'd want to remove keys from a very accessible set of keys, right? I guess if you've trained yourself or you're just very comfortable in a much... You could do everything just on that one small section of your keyboard, the 60%, then that's fine, but it couldn't be me. So in this one, we'll just do project configuration replace. Cool, so that will still be broken, and I'll still need to be rebaking it, but that should be fine. Was it good? Obviously no underneath, that's fine. Very, very good, very, very good. Numlock keys are handy. I found myself to use them frequently. Don't like 6% keyboards at all. I like 6% keyboards, but only like, I literally will lay in bed. I should stop turning away from the mic. I will literally lay in bed. Sometimes on my chest like this, just like... And it's like so small that it's just a really easy to move around keyboard completely wireless. But it's for that reason, right? I want it for its mobility. I'm not going to lay in bed like this with a mouse 3D modeling. You know what I mean? Doing something productive. I'll be playing a video game that requires me to use WASD and maybe space. That's it. I'll just be laying there like... But yeah, when it comes to like productivity, I like the whole keyboard because it's just more for me to use. But this keyboard's already getting so dirty so quick. I did a full clean a couple of weeks ago. So we need to go back to the props. I need to rebake just the props. And then I'll start just sitting here. And I'll get the image of the environment up, which is this one. And we'll basically just start coloring everything. Oh, so yeah, look, I need to paint wood grain on everything here, right? But I'm just going to do a flat color pass. I don't know how I want to do the carpet here, but we'll just apply a flat color for now. And we'll just do everything. It's generic flat colors. And then we'll start giving them detail on top of that. I think... Oh, I didn't finish this at the top. But I think that's how I'm going to want to do it. That is so out of way. This looks like... Right, so this looks like, in my opinion anyway, this looks like it's like all the way... That's not the color I want. Color I want. That's not the shape I want. We'll just do like a rectangle. That looks like it's like all the way over here. To me anyway. I know perspective is just can vary depending on the person looking at it. Or here. It looks like it's really towards the camera, like here. I guess it's supposed to be like maybe here. I mean, could it be here? Like, does that work from the angle? Here-ish. It's not really center of the room anymore. You'd think it'd be center. So if we made it center, which is roughly there, you'd have to pull it back to here, which would then click with the wall. That's really awkward. I would probably just place that here, just in the center of the room, so I can have a light source. I'll probably bring that in as a separate asset just because it's a floaty one. It's kind of a waste of a separate asset spot, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet, so... Cool. That's looking pretty good in here. It's actually looking really good. I like that a lot. Alright, so now... Oh yeah, these I might make emissive as well. If we use Lumen, emissive objects will actually just cast lighting for us. And I probably am using UE5, so... What is that? What is that? Oh, is there like something there that's facing the wrong way? No, it's facing the right way. Wait, why can I see its shadow then? Is it clipping? Oh, you know what? It probably is clipping. We'll slightly leave it off the surface. But technically, I could just paint on top of that, but I don't mind having it as a separate. All right, so export that again. This is the only problem as well doing it as an entire scene. Is I'll keep having to export the entire thing when I want to do a small change. But the entire scene's only 80,000 faces anyway. So I'm not doing a huge re-import regardless. So I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem anyway. I say as it freezes. Is it there? Wait. Well, I thought it was back-faced, but I don't... It's fine here. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. I've got back-face culling on. Haha. Okay, so it needs to be turned around. That's good. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, it's surprising how many times you have to like do things like small fixes like this, and how many times people just don't register those things. I remember being asked to at one point. Oh, there you go, it's fine now. It doesn't matter if it's floating either, because I'm going to be viewing it from far away. You'll never notice that that's floating, right? I remember being asked like, "Oh, can you make this like really detailed object?" And they said, how long will it take? And I was like, and don't get me wrong. So if anyone wants to know how long it takes to make a 3D model, right, you can literally just type it in and you'll probably find decent results. How long does it take to make a 3D model? Considering all the factors, a simple 3D model can be created in a couple of days, but high quality models could take 70 to 100 hours to craft, if not more. So if you want something that's really detailed and really good, it could take up to 70 hours. I work 37.5 hours a week. So that's basically 2 weeks. And I was like, ugh. I don't know, maybe 2 days worth of work. And they were like, we'll give you 4 hours. It's like, 4 hours? 4 hours? I was like, That's no time at all. And I think it's because they just didn't think about UV mapping time, modeling. They thought about the modeling. If I needed a high poly model, they probably didn't think about that. Texturing time, implementation time, things that go wrong, like having to re-import it, stuff like that. They just didn't consider any of that time and probably just thought to themselves, how long would it take to only model it? I was like, that's good enough, 4 hours. And I was like, 4 hours? I was like, that's like no time. 4 hours. I still, like, I mean, clearly that was a very odd thing for them to say to me, because I still think about it today. 4 hours for a detailed 3D model. Don't get me wrong, when I was working, I was pretty fast. I weren't that fast, lads. Like, Jesus. My only problem here is all of this. Where's the ambient occlusion building up? Because that is an issue when you make all the objects in one space. Is the ambient occlusion can be a bit funky? Because it's gonna be making the ambient occlusion around, like, all of them around the same area. So let me just do a quick check of the ambient occlusion. Let's make it like a very obvious color. I think you want to invert it. I know what, the ambient occlusion is pretty good. So we can do that, and I don't know if we're gonna want that, but you can do a quick an art test like that, 4 hours to do a whole bunch of stuff. I think I cried about it to you right after. Yeah, I do recall that, at least vaguely. It's weird. I'm just like, how much do you expect in such a short period of time? Like, my god. Yeah, so what you could do is, for like a first pass, we could just like throw on a sort of an additional ambient occlusion pass. What is going on there? Uh-oh. Wait, this looks like it's unwrapped really poorly. Oh. Oh, what is happening over there? What was that on here? What did the UV... Oh, did I not UV map this correctly? Oh, what's happening? This part in particular, where's that? Oh, my lord. Yeah, what happened there? That's not unwrapped at all. Okay, I guess we're redoing this one. Did you try AI for asymmetric concept image? I have, yeah. I have. I should probably resubscribe to it. That meant missing all the good stuff. I poured my heart out earlier about how it upsets me that people can't find work in the industry. You missed it. Oh, whoa. Engons, baby. Engons shouldn't make a difference here, but it'd be nice to just quickly clean them up. I'll just select these ones. Triangulate, there you go. Cool. Isolate that. Right, so what I probably want to do is I'll probably just do a solid unwrap from here. That just literally cuts off all of that. Again, you're probably not even going to see seams from the angle we're going to be viewing the scene, so... Seam scene. There you go, that looks good. Still a bit janky on these parts, but I think it'd be good enough. If we really wanted to, we could cut it here. And then start doing, like, cuts along here, so it has, like, just long pieces. But I think it'd be fine. This. Have to bring it back in and do a rebake. There's probably more shapes like that in here, actually. I should probably just go through and find things that are broken, but oh well. Average. Still think it can be smaller. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh, but you know what? Those parts that I intentionally made diagonal. Oh, no, that's... Oh, right, yeah, because I didn't untick rotation. Nice, I didn't re-tick rotation. Sweet. Edit. E. Props. Rebake the props. What have I got unticked on the left there? Height, bent, opacity. Okay, cool. You know what? Everything does seem to have a slight edge to it, by the looks of it. I definitely need one of my shaders, right? Because everything's got a thick black line. So I need to bring in what I used for the fish station scene. This had thin black lines, but it's still using the same process where there's still black lines. So I need to bring this in and then give them quite thick black lines. So this is going to look very different when in the Unreal Engine versus Substance Painter. Because Substance Painter, I can't make those black lines, but as soon as we're in thingy, I will be able to. I wonder if it's going to make the black lines here, though, because it interacts with a wall. I might have to slightly pull it away from the wall. On here. Did I make a framing for that? Hold on a minute. No, so it actually looks like there's a frame for that, right? I could just paint it like that, but I think it'd be easier if I just made a frame there. But the whole thing looks like its own frame. Here it doesn't. Here it just goes straight in. Oh, there's also these bits that go across. And then I got bushes at the back, which I'll just probably find a bush I've already made in the past and put back there. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about doing this. Oh, there's so many small bits I still haven't done. Okay, so first one we need to tackle is what I just said over here, right? So if I think the easiest way to probably do it is if we just select this. Do this. And go plus. Oh, phone call. Hello. That was a call about an interview. Yay. I won't say. I'm quickly just investigating the company. Oh, yeah. They make mobile games, but they're looking to branch out to make full games. So I should probably go play a couple of them at some point. I honestly, weirdly enough, leaving university, I wasn't that into wanting to make mobile games. Hey, Steve, how are you? I am in a very weird state at the moment. You guys are so lovely. You're all coming in here, asking how I am. Look at that fresh haircut. Oh, yeah. Asking how I am. And unfortunately, I keep telling everyone bad news. Oh, do you change the unwrap method from Angular and Conformal? What's the difference? I'll explain that in a minute. I keep having to tell everyone the bad news. I lost my job recently, so I'm not in a fantastic state. If you see the title of the video, my motivation has been very non-existent at the moment. But I wanted to stream because I wanted to do something and be productive. You know, like those. You know, like when you have those days where you just don't want to do anything all day? I've basically felt like that since I lost my job. And I've just not wanted to do anything. So I'm trying to push myself today. I want to get something actually done, something productive. I've been trying to keep up with some exercise, even if it's just walking. So yeah, it's just a bit of a grind at the moment. Hopefully I'll be, you know, primed and ready again soon. And I won't feel so lazy, I guess. Yeah, thank you guys for coming in and asking me how I am. It's super nice of you guys. Even if it's just an instant like thing you guys ask anyways, it's super nice to, you know, have you guys come in and ask me how I am. And I hope you guys are doing well too. So the reason I keep changing between conformal and Angular based, and I'll show you in a minute. Now, I actually don't know specifically what the difference is, but I'll show you what I perceive the difference of being anyway. Like, I can't tell you the technical... What I mean when I say this, I can't tell you the... What's the word I'm looking for? The technical part, yeah, but that's, like, not quite the word I'm looking for. I basically can't tell you exactly what it's doing, but I can explain to you why I use it. Does that make sense? I need to clear that. We just do another... Waited normals, get the sides nice and nice. And then if we do like along normals and spread it away, we'll actually have a thickness there now. And then what we could do with that is, how thick does it look? It actually looks like it comes inwards, like it's like curved, right? Am I crazy? It doesn't look flat to me. It looks like it's doing something more like that. Oh, well, if it doesn't freaking break it. Hold on a minute. If I just do delete edge loop now, and then make sure I pull it out to match. Flatten it apparently. Hold on a minute. Yeah, flatten. You think it's a bevel just on the inner side? I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. What am I doing? Oh, it's because I got all these back faces here that I don't need. Probably delete literally all of that. Nope. Hold on a minute. I'm more confused now. Pretty here. Brain. What's this part? Yeah, I should be able to delete here. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Here to here, here to here. Should be able to delete all of that. Because it hits the wall from there, yes. Cool. And then the back's fine. We could delete that if we wanted to. Oh. Right. Delete there. I'll go to there. Like that. I don't know what I did there. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. What's happening? Right, we'll delete this. And we can delete, yeah, cool. And then we need this. We need this to be flattened. This to be flattened. This needs to match this. That. There you go. I made that way more complicated than it needs to be. There's floorboards there, so let's see it off the floor. And then, yeah, either it's just a bevel, like, I think what, like here and here. It's just like a smooth bevel. I think that's already too thick though, right? Let's check. Yeah, it's quite a thin edge, right? So if we just select the edge here, bring it in. something more like that. Because of this, it looks a bit weird. We'll fix that in a minute. So yeah, we could just do like a bevel, even a single bevel like this, and it'll smooth it. Not too far out the wall, I'm not sure. Or, like I said, it could also be just like a complete round like this. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a complete round and then it hits it and goes straight, obviously, or do you think it's just a small bevel? Thank you. Oh, wait, how do I say Jess Entertainment? Thank you, Jess Entertainment. Sorry, I was like looking at your name trying to make it one word. I was like Jess Entertainment. I was like, oh wait. Yeah. So yeah, conformal and. So if we hopefully have a shape here that probably works. So if you look at something that's a bit more like this, probably will work. So if I'm gonna undo this, but if we unwrap this under conformal and then do angle based, actually that's not a good example. A good example is something that's like square, right? This conformal angle based. So angle based will tend to be a little bit more warped, but it preserves your UVs more, right? Whereas conformal tends to try to make it really neat, but it will sometimes warp your UVs because it will pull them to make it look more straight. But depending on your object will depend on where what direction you want to take with that. Because conformal is really, really good for the fact, so here it doesn't really make a difference, but it's really, really good for the fact that if you have more straight edges, when you go to pack it, it will pack it more tightly. So even though you might have a little bit more warping, conformal will pack everything more tightly. But sometimes conformal will overlap edges, which I actually did see somewhere. Where was that? If I could find what did that earlier when I was unwrapping. What did I unwrap earlier that did that? I can't remember. Oh yeah, so this is like too thick now. So I think the problem is this needs to be widened. Yeah, probably. Pull you out so it gets to the thickness of that. And pull you up. Now it's too thick, so we're getting that. And we also don't have a smooth edge here. Try to bevel only the inner edge loop. Okay. I think you said that a second ago anyway. I know there's shortcuts to these things, but I prefer to type them. I don't know why. It's just personal preference. But before someone tells me, like, you know, you can have a shortcut for that. It's personal preference. So you think just like this, the edge stays sharp, or even if we do like a single bevel here, like that, the edge stays relatively sharp, while the inner has more of a curve. See, I think it's really hard to tell, because I think this black line, even if I had it curved more, is just going to be a huge black line anyway. But we'll keep it like that. That's good. The question is it still too thick? And I think the answer is yes. Because we're still hitting things, right? So I think we still, even if I scale it, how far can I scale it in here? Oh, not that one. That one. Put this down to here. But now I've got this. They've got it way too much in here. Let's undo what I did. And then we'll do exactly what we just did, but the difference is I'm going to scale it first here to match where I think it needs to be. So there. Pull you down to there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab it from the middle and scale it out. I do think it's actually a very, very thin seam, but it is a seam nonetheless. I think if we pull you out probably to about there. Pull you up. What is that? That's too thin. Like there. Then we'd have to probably just. What would be the easiest way to fit this? Would just scale it. Yeah. Like that. Now, if we do like a bigger curve here. So I also want to make this part look a bit better because it's a bit sharp here. So if we just do a bevel here, goes around a little bit better. And then we do a bigger bevel here with more curves. Maybe even more than that. So let's do like 3. And then we do a sharp one here with only a single like that. So it's still got a smooth edge. Something like this I think's better. It's hard to tell because it does look quite thick. But I don't know if that's... It's giving the illusion that it's thick because of that black line. When the black line's made here, it's going to look a lot thicker anyway. You know what I mean? I think this needs to go slightly to the left anyway. So it's like really hard to tell if that's fine and it's going to look thicker anyway. What I do want to do is I want to delete... clear seam. There we go. And I want that to be separate because when I texture it, it'd be really easy if it's a separate... Unwrapping is nightmare in any free software. It is, yeah. Because this is a separate color, I could just literally... If it's being a... if it's a separate island, I could just literally click it and color it in. I might do a handful of the texturing off stream, just because like I said, I'm in a bad state at the moment. I'm a little bit stressed at the moment due to everything that's happening at work. So I think I might want just a quiet session doing some of this stuff. I hope you guys understand. So we have a... See, I didn't even realize that was there, but we literally have a... I don't know what it's called. It's called a skirting board at the bottom. What's it called at the top? But basically, I just need to select this. I'm going to isolate it out. I'm going to pull these parts up. If you want to go fast with modeling, a very good technique is what I'm doing now, where you try to repurpose parts of the model to make a model on top of it. So instead of making the skirting board and then placing it myself, I basically just took a part of that edge. You know what I mean? And then I'm just going to do this, fill that in, do this, fill that in, fill that in, fill that in, and boom. I've made that at the top now. So it's just a quick way to do that. Is to try to repurpose your model. Similarly here, I could do it. So I could duplicate this out, and then what I could do is I could take the knife tool. Where's it go to? It seems to go to like here. So if we delete everything but these front faces, I don't even need any of these ones to be fair. So what I'm going to do is select up to here. I guess up to here. I'm going to invert the little faces, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a knife tool and I'm just going to cut out where I want this skirting board to be, or not skirting board, whatever it's called. So sometimes doing stuff like this freehand could be a little bit rough, so we do it from here actually. But as long as you've got practice, it's not usually too bad. Goes over to here. We want it to be as straight as possible. I can straighten it up later, so it's not a big deal. It actually needs to come in like this. It needs to have like a diagonal thing, and I can actually cut that in a minute. And it needs to go like that, and then yeah, I need to cut those parts in like this. Do the same over here. Bring this in just a little bit. Cut this in. Grab all of these. Make sure it's flat. Pull it to be a good point. Yeah, looking pretty good. And what we want to do, that's all this. Go like that. Then I want to delete all these edge loops. Cool. Probably could delete... can I not delete that edge loop? Hold on, no, good shape. Yeah, I can. Merge last. There you go. And what's going on over here? Oh, this needs to be moved then, because otherwise whatever it's called, I know it's not called a skating board. I don't know the name of it though, so I keep calling it a skating board. If we do merge last, we have this shape, which is pretty good. And then what we want to do is probably separate, or no, I don't need to separate. What I need to do is just select these parts. So I want them to be separate. I'll show you why in a minute. Because I want to basically extrude all of them. I want to not extrude them actually. I just want to cause an edge loop in all of them, and then pull all of them out independently, like this, and then do something like this. And you'll get this nice effect here. See what I mean? And then we can bevel that in a second as well. That doesn't match though, weirdly enough. I guess I could do that so they match. And what we can do Then it's go merge. Oh, I can't do merge distance unless I separate them out first. There you go. Merge distance. Merge distance. And that'll merge with like the edge one it's made. There you go. And then what I can do on top of that is quickly just isolate these ones out. Fill that. Fill that. Fill that. Fill that. And hide that. Hide this. Fill that. Fill that. Is Blender better in unwrapping than Maya? I think Maya's a tiny bit better, but I wouldn't say much better. Molding, it's called Sprint. I'm molding right now. Is that what we talked about when I said thingy? So yeah, so because they're separate assets, separate parts, you'll get this like nice sort of effect here. But on top of that, if we really, really wanted to now, I could grab this and do like a little bevel. That top skirting board. But oh, it's called. I thought you were saying I was molding, because isn't that when you're upset about something, you're molding? Is that called molding? I did not know that. Or maybe I did at some point. Not like when there's information you probably did know and you just forgotten. So I could do something like this, right, to give it a nicer looking effect. Or I could leave it like this. Either or. I don't think it's a big deal. Having it separate, though, will make it so when I do the whatchamacallit, when I do the post-processing effect and it picks up the edging of things, it will make more sense. It will work better like that. UV is UV in the end of the day. Yeah. Some software is a lot better. Like, if we look at, like, I think... Oh, look at the scatterboard hitting all of this. I'll move these over now. It's got a terrible... Oh, right, because it's... Yeah. So what I got to do... So first of all, I really dislike how flat I've made it. So if we select the center one for all of them, I can... or slightly pull that away. Actually, what I could do is select this as my act. So select these. Oops. Put them on face just because it's easier. My active point. Then select an active point that's the corner. Now that's my active point, and you can scale on active element. And then look, I can just pull it out. So if I do want it to be a little bit thicker, I can do that. Perfect. I kind of want it to match up with this, he says, even though it's a slightly different height. I don't know if I want to go about changing all this to fit that. I could always do it the other way around and pull these guys up to fit it. That's not a bad shout. Good idea, guys. It's a good idea. So if I select you, like I've done, and we slightly pull you up to match the height of... Yes, there. And then we'd have to select these and make them thicker. Thick, like this. You match up with those, so it looks a bit more seamless, like that. Problem is now they are a bit too thin because of that, so we select this. We've got active point as a selected one, we can do that. What I can do now, because this obviously goes all the way over to there, because I just did it from that selection. So if we just grab you, put you over here, make it so they don't intersect, and I do something more like this. I could do that, or I could make it intersect, so I do that. Either or, I think that probably just looks nicer, and I'll probably leave it like that. This will move a bit like that. I actually just realized that this is definitely... These are definitely wider. Yeah, but didn't I do it from the perspective? Maybe not. They definitely look wider from my perspective, looking at it as a separate thing. So this looks like... Not wider, sorry, taller. This looks a tiny bit taller. It shouldn't change my UV mapping too much. I might not even bother to re-UV map it. Pull it down, make it slightly bit smaller, but like there. This one... This needs to be brought down. These need to be brought down-ish. It's not going to perfectly align with the concept, just because it's kind of really, really difficult to do that in 3D. Because sometimes the concepts will be drawn in a way that it's kind of hard to mimic it exactly. do that. This is definitely thicker in the middle. So my advice to anyone trying to mimic stuff when it's concept, if concept doesn't work, if the concept isn't fully aligned with what a real 3D world would look like, just go wild. Don't be too over the top of how accurate it's got to be, because it's at a certain point nobody's going to really care anymore. As long as it roughly fits what it looks like, it'd be fine. I wish I was as good. You are up Bender though. Keep it. Oh, thanks. Quattro still wins in retop. By the way, nice work, mate. Thank you. Round molding. That's what it's called. I'm molding. Bring this down. And I think this part. So the problem is, this part looks like it's like way further down than it is that I've got it. I guess I'd want it more like this. And then this part looks like it's slightly. This part, weirdly enough, right? Looks like it's got a thinner seam at the top and bottom. Looks like it's like this, like more like that. Yeah. That's what's wrong. It even looks even thingier than that. And then I want to slightly, I think, put that down. So again, I could re-UV map all these. I think they'll be fine because I'm not changing them too drastically, and they are mostly block color. But if I have problems in the future, I can just re-exploit it. Cool. Now that's a bit more accurate to what I actually need to be doing. Pretty good. I'm just... Oh, there's an object missing over here. There's like a clam. And how you start, you create and decide concept art as you start. I kind of just get randomly inspired by concepts, but someone said about AI generating one, which is a good idea, but I sometimes just like Pinterest or Psycho. I'm just like environment, Jesus Christ, environment, concept art, and I'll just like randomly find things. To be fair, because I've got people following me now on ArtStation, sometimes I'll just go to my ArtStation, go to followers, and I'll find someone who's done concepts. Why'd the music just stop? Has my internet just turned off? Oh no, oh thank God. When I find someone that's got concepts. Oh, he's a 3D artist. Oh, that looks awesome. Whoa, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll just find somebody, or I'll randomly see something online. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'll just start throwing them into a folder, and then I'll pick one later on and go, I want to make that. And then the process, if it's something like this, what you could do is use a software called F-Spy. Got it. Yeah, that's fine. Loading up. And you drag in. Oh, in Modo Angular based method gives better results when you unwrap hard surface objects. Thank you for explanation about both methods' difference. Oh yeah. Yeah. But pretty much Angular is usually just the better one to do for hard surface. But if you do want things to go straighter and be a more compressed UV map, it is sometimes better to do conformal. But oh wait, no, it's usually the other way around. Conformal tends to be, at least in Blender, conformal tends to be the better for hard surface, and Angular tends to be what you have to go for organic, because if you try to conformal organic, it tends to really overlap everything. Thanks. I always just end up copying the 2D art as is, and I feel that it's so unoriginal. If you're a 3D artist, never feel bad about copying concept art, because that's what your job usually is. Unfortunately, I've never worked one of those jobs, but you will be, if you get a generic 3D artist job, you'll be put in the industry, and you'll just be told, can you make this concept art into 3D? So never feel like you're being unoriginal just because you're copying concept art, or you're making concept art into 3D, because that is what you're supposed to do as a 3D artist. Now, don't get me wrong, a very, very good artist can do both, right? They can concept and 3D model. But the generic workflow is you get a concept artist, he will draw you something, or she will draw you something. I should have said, they will draw you something. And you take that, and then you take that concept art, you make it 3D, and then you give that to the person who's implementing it, like the level designer or something like that, or the environment artist. And that's the workflow, right? That goes from your concept art to your prop art to your environment artist. In companies that are smaller, you may have to do your own concepts, or you may just have to make something up at the top of your head. Oh, can you make a fridge? Make it look a bit stylized. Okay, and you could just go on the internet. Because, like, I'll show you an example, actually, in my environment, right? So, in my, in this environment came from a concept. Now, the concept was actually really, really basic, right? So, oh, have I not got it here? What? Oh, I do. It was just this. This was it. This is what I made. This was the concept. So clearly I've made some differences. I, for some reason, didn't like the metal tiles, the metal plating, and I ended up going with tiles. I can't remember why. I think that was just like an experiment that I left it in. But as I went along making the scene, because this is it. This is all of it. I had to obviously make up how I wanted some parts of the exterior to look. I had to make up how I wanted the interior to look. So the interior ended up being just like I made a shell on the inside of what the exterior looked like, and then I worked with that, made some floors and stuff. And then from there, whenever I wanted to make an asset, so I knew what a compass obviously looked like. So I just made a compass and then made the textures look stylized. Some of the stuff was more rushed, like this cupboard, but some stuff, like the backpack, which I think I have a separate thingy on. Yeah. So, for example, the backpack was from another designer, another concept artist. So my scene is some of it made up myself, especially the interior, like how it's all laid out and the rafter system and everything. But it's a mixture of finding random references online, because you always find reference, right? Even if you're making a fire hydrant and you're like, I know what a fire hydrant looks like. Don't make it from memory. Find images of a fire hydrant. And it's the same with concept. If you're trying to make something and you can't quite think, find a concept that most closely represents what you're kind of thinking of. And then you could just change their concept to, you could change it as you're making it to fit more what you want it to look like. But using their concepts will help you along the way. Because at the end of the day, a 3D artist is not always a concept artist. You will not always be good enough to just fabricate what you want to make 3D and get it done. And you should never feel bad about that, because that is a normal industry standard. Yes, again, you are a better artist if you can do it, but it's sometimes an expectation, but generically it's not that much of an expectation. But it's like, you go through the scene, right? Thanks, I should stop thinking about copying as a bad thing. Yeah, exactly. Because you're supposed to do that. The first, you go to any proper 3D artist, the first thing they're going to say if you're making a realistic scene is get reference. You don't feel bad about copying what you see in the real world. I get why you'd feel bad about copying concepts, though, because it feels like, I guess, you're stealing their work. Exactly, that's why I get confused in Blender. Conformal method is less messy and useful. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But you need to obviously still make sure it's still the right method, because sometimes it messes things up. But it's like, yeah, look at all of this, right? I still designed the rooms and everything. I say design, I just sort of went with it, and I just kept making things as I was going, because I'm not really a designer. It's like I didn't have a concept that said I want a compass here, I want some bread here, I want a thingy, I want the woman sitting here. I just said, oh, that'd be a cool like shot with all this like gathering of mess all along here. And then like I wanted like a rafter system, because it's like it comes up, so I wanted just beams going across, and then I wanted something up here with some cobwebs and stuff, so I did that, right? I kind of knew in my head what I wanted it to look like, and then I placed it as I was making it. I didn't draw any concepts or anything. Do I always do organic sculpting? Yes. This area is one of the thing, I think I'm not yet ready to dive into. Not until I do organic sculpting, but it's mostly to improve on hard surface stuff. So it's hard to say I fully do it, but I can do it. No, if you want to 3D model a 3-tier cake, you have to bake it first for reference. Exactly. So this whole environment could definitely be improved by more decals and stuff. That's probably the weakest point I'm at, is that I'm not very good with making things more detailed. But I think this is a really nice. But like, look, it's like very flat walls and stuff. There are decals on the wall. You can see some dirt come along here. Obviously the shadow there as well. But it's just, I think I should have emphasized it more because the walls look a bit too plain, or maybe got a better wall texture. I do create this entire environment was handmade by me. Every single part of this environment was made by me. Oh, there's a cobweb in front of my face. So what's the shadow? Oh, look at that water. But yeah, a lot of this was just going with the flow and sort of just making it, like, just sort of making it up as I went. But yeah, this is any stylized environment I've made is 100% mine. Wait, yeah, that's correct, right? Because realistic environments, you don't always make your own textures, right? Or you very rarely do anyway. Like in here, right? I made this entire scene, but like when I was making acid, like, I made the grass myself, but I found a cutout of grass online and then made the texture, right? Like the dirt material, I probably got that from maybe Megascans. The wood and the moss and everything, those textures. I textured it myself in Substance. Very nice boat scene in UE. I see you put a great skill and knowledge to make this whole beautiful scene happen. Thank you. My boat scene is probably the hardest one I worked on. Because I wasn't really anyway a stylized artist, and I'm just sort of pushing that a bit more. This scene suffers a lot because the trees suck. But yeah, like, I obviously textured all this in Substance, right? But I didn't go and make a bird poo texture, right? I went on Substance Source, found a bird poo texture, and then painted it onto the surface. Same with the wood, same with the moss. I used smart materials to make the moss grow from the bottom of the object, but I didn't actually obviously get... I say, obviously, some people do make all their own textures. I'm not wanting to be a full-on texture artist. I personally, I think for a lot of realistic textures, it's kind of a waste of time because you can go and make a concrete texture in like Substance Designer, but why would you do that when you're not going to be able to beat a real scanned image? This is kind of a hot topic from me because I know a lot of people may disagree with this, but like, concrete, I use Designer sometimes. I tend to mix it up a bit. Designer's probably used the least. Most of my textures I've just hand painted in Substance Painter when it comes to stylized textures. But yeah, look, look. Why would I make this in Designer when it already exists? Because how am I going to beat a photograph that's been turned into a texture, right? So I'm not that into making my own textures when it comes to realistic stuff. I'd rather just go Megascans or something like that. But that said, you use those to then texture in Substance anyway. Megascans you can convert them to kind of work in Substance. But yeah, you then go and try your best to make them to do the textures in Substance. Or just use grunges, exactly, yeah. Unless you literally want to be a texture artist, unless that's your job, right? Like, texture artist art station. Like, unless your job is literally to make them. Has he got material section? Oh my god, this guy's worked on insane stuff. Oh, lead artist at NVIDIA. What? Here you go, look. So unless like a big part of your job is literally to make hand-done textures. And even then, these could be Photoscan. I did Photoscan. I always want to make a pebble material since it's one of the rare ones I lacked in my portfolio for some reason. 100% Substance and rendered in. Oh, so no, yeah, he completely made it himself. So yeah, you can obviously, yeah, this kind of, the reason this can kind of beat real photograph textures is because he can use the information, height maps information and stuff to then do fancy stuff with it, like make puddles, fill up the gaps easier and stuff like that. But overall, unless your job is literally to be that kind of artist, do you follow? Yeah, 3D X is really good. He's way better than me. I don't follow him, but He's super good. He still uploads quite regularly too. I kind of follow, I say follow, I kind of do his same workflow, except he's just better than me. But we have, when I remember looking him up and being like, oh, his workflow is quite similar to mine. Or mine is quite similar to his, I guess. Damn, he is on one. What's your thoughts on selling assets for Epic Marketplace? Oh, I sell assets on Epic Marketplace, so yeah, if it's great. I sell a water material on there. Epic Marketplace. Let me make sure. Oh, wait, I was going to show you. So the first stage, if you're following concepts, so the concept does work quite well. You can use this concept. You can use concept. You can use this software to do this. And you basically find all your, like, points. So it's called F-Spy. Find all your points like this. And then this will basically make it so your camera in Blender. So you just go. You have to download the software, the plugin for Blender too. You're awesome too. Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm at the level of most of these guys, but thank you very much. And then you export that out, and then when you go to Blender, you go into your camera, and you go file. You don't have to go to your camera, but you file import. Oh, we've not got it in here. So I haven't got it in here, but you import the F-Spy. So just look up Store how to use F-Spy. They'll show you F-Spy Blender, and it will put the camera in the exact position you need to start modeling from. And then when you model, it'll all be aligned automatically for you. So that helps a lot when trying to replicate concept. I wish I could show you guys some of the scenes I worked on for my game at the company. Like, I think... Oh my god, that's not what I wanted. I can't spell, apparently. There you go. So I could technically show you this kind of stuff because this is just their Twitter profile. But I worked on this game. Unfortunately, they're not showing much here, and a lot of these assets in this level were actually a pack. The water and everything's all mine. The water rapids and everything, I handmade that. And then this is a video that I showed of just some like dynamic materials I was making. This environment was sort of a 50-50 my assets and thingy. Oh, so this is an environment I made for the game. This is mostly using assets, but it's my water and everything, and a lot of my effects in here. Yeah, it's a shame. Oh, that's better angle of it. Like, I placed that entire environment. And it's probably like 20% my assets. Oh yeah, that's some thingies I made. Some wispy looking things. Weirdly enough, that's not mine. This is the other artist's work. Very good. Oh, that was an example of me changing it to the new one. So that was the old box they had. And then this is the new one I made. So it's a shame. I really, really want to be able to show off all the work I did for this. Oh, that's a helicopter I made. I can show all of this. That's a plane I made. Because it's on their Twitter page, right? So this is all public. Oh, it's a trailer for the game. This is going to play... Yeah, mute it. Did they only show this level? Oh, man. It's like the one level I still had a good impact on making this level, but there's a lot of levels I made that are just significantly better. Also, I didn't animate that, but I made that. Oh, this is me just showing some of like the pass-through effects. I don't know what you guys are saying, sorry. Do you feel that most 3D artists in YouTube are over editing their workflow? Like, some of them can do amazing stuff in 24 hours. I feel small sometimes when I see how good they are. I think people... So something you got to remember when it comes to watching someone on YouTube is this could be their third or fourth attempt trying to do that, or they've just straight up really pre-prepared to make it so that their video is as to the point as possible. Because when you make something, you're going to mess up a lot, and when you watch these YouTube videos, they don't mess up or anything at all, and that's just because they've either practiced an insane amount to not have to redo things, or they've just it might be their third recording of like doing it, if not their 17th recording, right? So never feel uninspired just because you may be worse at the moment anyway, because you'll get better. I'll see, this is some recordings I did. So yeah, I made all the water rapids. I decorated this entire scene. In fact, some of the assets are still mine here. Yeah, I decorated the scene. We see they introduced 100% royalties. It's a 6 months promotion. Oh, what? For Epic Games? Oh, yeah, I was going to show you guys that. Did they really not show off any other level on their Twitter page? This is tragic. I was really hoping I could show... So this is obviously freaking January last year. I was really hoping I could show you guys some more... Oh, here we go. Oh, this is me demonstrating. Yeah, this is a level I put together. That's the part, this part of the level I put together. Oh, this is so lame. Have they really not got more of the level to show off? Oh. Because again, I can't show... Obviously, you can only show things that are on their Twitter and stuff. I guess I could go to the Steam page. Bruh. There was a demo of it, which is no longer available. But again, I don't work for this company anymore, so. So what's this video? Is this the one we just saw? Yeah, this is literally just showing you this one level. What about this one? Nope. Okay, so this is a level I put together. I'm making me want to cry. Not actually, but I made so many levels that they just don't show on their Steam page or anywhere, so I can't even show them off. Oh, it's tragic. Did he show them down here? Damn it. Yeah, there's nowhere I can show it then. Man. Yeah, see, that's what the level originally looked like before I had my hands on it. So it went from this to what you guys saw with like the water rapids and everything. Like, and all the detailed background and everything. Recently, sorry, but yeah, let me show you what I've got on Unreal Marketplace. Actually, let me get to it first. I want to go to my seller page, and I probably shouldn't show you that. Oh, no, I just clicked sign out by accident. It's gonna ask me for a code now. Games. Seller. So the assets I sell, and this is not me promoting them for you guys to buy them. To be fair, some of them aren't even updated to UE5, so. I sell this, which is a water... I haven't got a video of the new one, so the new one just works a little bit better. But basically what it does, if I got a video, YouTube video here, Discord, video. What do you mean it's not a safe website? It's YouTube. They didn't used to kick you off of that. Yeah, so it's a better shader now, but basically most of the purpose of it was so that you can like just drag it in. You see that? It gives you like this water effect. It's got like an underwater effect as well if I show it. Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. And then I've just got like that farm seed I showed you. I've got that up for sale to have all the assets. So you get like this little demo bit to the left. So you see that little demo bit to the left and all the assets here. I've got this environment. And I've got just a bunch of like sort of weapons I made. This is when I was first getting into Starlight, so these aren't the best. But they're okay. So yeah, I love Unreal Marketplace. What if I made any sales recently? I won't share that on stream. The water shader is booming. I'm always selling the water shader. Not at a sale for a couple of days, but it's only like before that I was having a decent amount. Right, so I need to re-UV map all of this. Conformal. So you see that like bends, but if I set it to conformal, it will try to make that straight and it will fit more in the square. I think that's probably fine, to be fair. That's a little bit annoying. I wonder if I could just unwrap that from camera. There you go. And then I wonder if I could... I mean, that'd be fine. It'd be a little bit warped around the edges. Oh, it'd be a lot warped around the edges. Whoa! That runs very differently. There's a relax, isn't there? Yeah, it's called Epic First Run. I checked now and seems to be related only for revenue on Epic Game Store. Okay. I'll just leave it like that. That's good enough. Yeah, that looks good. That should work. And that's all that I changed, right? I moved some stuff around, but we'll just re-export that. I think we're good to do another export. Oh, wait. No. I still need to do a clam thing over here. Look, we've got this. I'm not sure really how to make that. It's going to obviously be like a shape here. Then it's going to have like a... That's here, so it lifts up in the middle. It's kind of like a hand, really. So I need it to come out from here and then have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I also need an edge loop in the middle because it needs to come down and sort of be bulbous there. Oh, that's the shadow, right? Wait, no? Is it a shadow? Yeah, that's a shadow. Why does the shadow look like that? I thought like the shape was wrong. So let's start with this. I think I'm going to start the cube. It needs to be flatter. Then it needs to come up from here, come up to here, and then this is sort of the generic shape of it, and it's going to be like widened here, right? And then we need like 1, 2, 3 holes. Now I could do them only here. Then I don't know. Like, could I then just do something like this? Then I could select these and then detach them. Oh, like this and detach them. I can only do a certain amount there. There. And I could fill in these gaps. Wait on a minute. Let's do a smooth so I can see what I'm doing. Wait, what? It doesn't separate them? Wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, that's fine. I'll set this. Oh, wait. My brain. Wait, what? How does that... Oh, I'm being an idiot. Okay, so I need to hopefully just select this side. Nope. Easiest way to do that. Nope. Yes, select those. There you go. Then easiest way to select this without being... I feel like I'm being stupid right now, but you know what I'm trying to do, right? Yeah, this is what I want. This is what I want. but not an invert button when it comes to this kind of stuff. There you go. It looks very silly right now. Don't you worry. I have a plan. First of all, I've got it way too wide coming out over here anyway. So we just want to pull these in, pull them down. And these be more bulbous over here. Because I should probably make these a bit wider here. Yes. Cool. What I want to do is see through the object. Oh shit, I've already got that going on? I do, yes. So go like this, go like this. If I reset, it'll make those go sharper. Kind of what I'm looking for, but not really. Again, I'm a little bit rusty at the moment, so you'll have to bear with me. I think as well it gets more. Not like that when it gets to here. Doesn't look very good. Kind of what I want. I think this part of the front needs to be flat. Yes. Cool. I think we need these points. Oh, sorry, so that's it. Am I smoothing? I am. Up in those bits. That much. Cool. Then probably. And off for a moment. Probably want these parts flatten. No. Maybe it's a bit more down. This is terrible looking. Kind of getting this shape, but kind of not, you know what I mean? Not right. Do you think it's possible to make living only from... Yeah, definitely, definitely. If you're dedicated enough to do it, 100%. But it will require a lot of dedication. Like, it won't be an easy time. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be very, very difficult, and you'd need to really, really invest your time and effort into it. And because it's one of those things where you'll only start getting the money in when you start finally getting your sales, it's like a long-term investment, because you have to hope that when you finally get stuff on there that people are going to buy it, and that's a big if. Do you also do courses? I do not. I do private tutoring if people are willing to do that, but then again, I've got more than enough time to do that now. Which is, I charge depending on what you guys are wanting me to teach you. But that's about it. I was offered to make courses at one point, but I don't think the stuff I could teach in streams or videos should cost any money. Private tutoring, sure, because it takes a lot of time out of my actual day, but I think it's really weird that we've normalized making any form of education cost money, and I don't like that. If I can teach you guys something on a stream or in a video, I want that to be free. Because I think it's deserved. I think people should get education to an extent for free. We already have to suffer enough with paying for software and stuff. I don't want to get people more out of pocket. But again, if you want to take up my time one-to-one, I do charge for that, because that's obviously taking up my time directly. Other than that, yeah, if you guys need to know something, just ask me on stream or something, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. You know, Steve, a hand looks a bit different. Yeah, it's not a hand, though. I'm making this clam-looking thing. I just said it's like a hand because it's got, like, the separate bits. It looks bad. I can't get the shape. You'll have these moments as well in 3D modeling when you try to do something that kind of look like a simple shape and your brain just can't comprehend how it needs to look. Like, it's way too sharp here. Do I get rid of all these edge loops here? Maybe. And do I need to flatten like this part out? Widen it. Possibly. These parts definitely need to be wider up here. Probably looking a little bit better, but not great. Wait, you created Maya's mascot? I did what? What? So maybe I have to give it... Yeah, that is a big problem. I think you're really far behind on the stream, by the way. You might want to refresh the browser. Or maybe you're just taking a while to reply. In that case, it's fine. So these parts definitely need to be coming more... Coming more down, coming more down. Why is this so difficult? That might have been flat on here still. It's definitely closer. You know what I mean? It's definitely closer to the shape I'm looking for, but it still looks weird. I think it's because I've got them too straight here. I think what I should have done is have it like curve more in. So if I like grab these inward. Needs to be higher actually, like there. Diagonally in. That already looks a bit better. At this point, I'm kind of like, is it just good enough? That's something you'll learn a lot in the game industry is... wrong Steve at ArtStation. Sadly, I've got nothing really creditable on my ArtStation. Oh, except I did work for NVIDIA, which is on my ArtStation. That was a complete lie. I don't think we need this one, actually. Do we? Maybe? Maybe I'll just bring it down a little bit. Do these parts need to be bulbous or need to be coming in? I think they need to be bulbous. More like that. It's this part here now that just doesn't look right. And this part definitely needs to be higher up here, with this part being higher up. It's a bit of a smaller one. And this part here kind of needs to be a bit more like that. Yeah, so it's more of a higher transition. That's okay, I guess. These parts here down a bit, I think. Made a bit wider, tighter. Is that good enough? my brain is just like, oh, keep going. I'm like, it's fine. Again, like I said, that's something you'll learn a lot in the game industry. Is just saying it's fine a lot. Now, what I want to do actually is I do want to smooth it, but what I want to do, or not smooth it, relax the vertices. I want to not relax these ones. I want to go vertices relax or smooth. The rest of the edges get relaxed while those parts stay. They're too sharp there now, right? That's fine. I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. You'll get one guy saying, no, that looks a bit weird. Or the middle up. But you know what? Maybe that's also it. That also needs to be lengths. Actually, it kind of looks like the other way around. Looks like this one's a bit further down and this one's a bit further up. But yeah, also you probably just want to make them a bit more random. I don't like that I can see through it though. I mean, realistically, it's a clam. So actually, this part of it would just basically it will basically come inwards. You know what I mean? But I think the way to just sort of fake that, way to fake that is just let all his faces on this side that's pushed up against the wall. You will always have trouble randomly with like a simple shape. That's just how it goes. On stream, I'm a little bit worse for it because I'm having people watch me, so it's a little bit more like, no, I don't want to look like I'm terrible, but it's just one of the things. Oh, nice, put it the wrong way around. As I've said a couple of times already just now, you'll come to a point where you quite often will say, ah, it's good enough. Later. That's fine. It does look a bit weird, but that's fine. That. It just looks so weird. Why does it look so weird? I think these need to come down more. I need edge loops in the middle of all of these. That's why it looks weird. Perfect. Yeah, I think without those there, like this, that looks good enough. I don't think anyone's gonna care. I think it's a bit taller up against the wall and then just one bevel. Oops. Whoa. What? How was that the unwrap? What? I thought the unwrap would look a bit more like this. I mean, if that works, I'm not going to complain. I could, Nope, not that one, sorry. Oh, do that, and we come into, yeah. Wait, what shows texture? Oh, no, I got to apply the texture on here, don't I? Base color. Which texture? Go to that one. It's a bit warped. What does it look like? So if I unwrap, that was Fingerways. What was it called? Formal. You know what? I might just do just that one because it'll warp towards it gets to here, but that's probably not going to matter too much. Because you won't see those parts, so I might just leave it like that. Now I just want to swap it to the props. Actually, select all the props again. Oh. Select the props again and make sure I find a spot for it. I could probably just manually find a spot for this one. Jesus. Like in here or something. Cool. Now we're good. Do you use different hotkeys for Blender? No, I use all the default ones. I'm going to stop my stream very, very shortly though. At 6 o'clock, I will stop. Maybe I'll stream me playing racing games. I'm only playing Euro Truck at the moment. I just kind of want to play chill games. I bought a bunch of Switch games that I want to play too. Oh, have I got that the right face? Back face. I wish Blender just had a default one for, because you have to like set it up. You don't have to import one because it's like in the engine, but you have to set it up in a really weird way, and I don't like that. Let's pick everything. And we'll just see if anything's broken. The floorboards seem fine. Blurry birds. Baking time, baby! I only got up at like 2 today. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, thanks to anyone who liked the video. Always appreciated. The more likes, the more people I might be able to have watch, and the more people we can have watching, the more I can teach people how to do 3D. Always a good time. What does it say how long I've been streaming for? Does it not say it on Twitch? Who's messaging me? Everything looks like it's shaded pretty well. Oh, it looks nice with ambient occlusion and stuff, doesn't it? Not me to pat myself on the back. It's just I think Substance like default ambient occlusion I think looks really nice. What I could do is everything could share a texture spot, but I could still export them as separate things and throw them into the scene when I'm done. Wait, so well that is offset. How did I manage to do that? I remember moving it in, but I didn't realize I offset it. I mean, we're gonna have to just like... Wait, is this one offset too? Wait, what? How did they end up offset? I have to just remake them. We'll just make one. Then we'll grab it from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Oh, because that line's not straight. Oh, I made it... So after saying, oh yeah, it's really good doing it this way, I made a very, very fatal error. Because I didn't make sure the lines are straight. So that is kind of... Well, I said it's kind of on me. That's 100% on me. Last question before you go. What's the difference between position and world space normals? I can't wrap my head around it since they just look like they have the same purpose. Difference between position and world space normals. Position normals and world space normals. I think it has a padding option in... I actually don't know. I don't know the answer to that. No idea. I've never come across having to even know what that means. Or maybe I have and I just can't remember. But yeah, unfortunately I can't answer that question. There you go. Now they're straight. Oh, they align pretty well. That's pretty good. But just off? That's good enough. I think I'm just overcomplicated text string. Maybe. It's very, very easy to do. Did I delete the back faces to these? I did, sweet. So I just want to do the same thing over here. Did I even fill in the back face? I don't think I did, right? What I should have done... Make sure I've got a edge here. Yeah. And here. Let's see. Wrap. Hey, nice. Right. Last import. So I finally fixed everything. Everything's fixed and I should be able to take sure. But you see what I mean? There's so many small things you can realize. Like, for example, realizing there were some models not done. Realizing that I had to fix things, right? It all accumulates time. And you never know how long something could take. If you tell someone something's going to take a certain amount of time, before you tell them, add 50% more time on. Oh, it's going to take me 10 hours. No, say it's going to take you 15 hours. Because you have no idea what mistakes could happen in that time. Sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes the software is just playing up and you got to find a really annoying workaround. Because the software just doesn't like it. So yeah, always remember to give yourself a leeway of time. Whether or not you're working contract for a company or something like that, always make sure to give leeway. Because at the end of the day, if they say, how long is this going to take? And you think it's going to take you 5 hours, but instead you say 8 hours. When you finish it in 6.5 hours, instead of finishing an hour and a half late, you're now finishing an hour and a half early. That will look always better than looking like you're finishing late. What I quickly want to do is make a very basic, do that, turn the color down a bit more. I want to do it over exaggerate for a minute, just see what it looks like. I want to do another one. That is a light. Another one that is a inclusion. I'm blind. There it is. Because this one's your surface one. Literally opposite. And this one will turn up to max. This one up to a overlay. We've got no color, so it's actually not really overlaying anything. Turn that one up to there. Up its contrast just a little bit. And this one gives you that surface light. This and that one we want to tone down. Go down even more because I only want to be quite subtle. We can turn that one down just add 2. Yeah, well, I mean, look how much depth that already makes it look. So we go from this, or go back to this, do this. It looks like you get all that depth. Then we do another one. We'll turn this one into a curvature. And hopefully our curvature is good enough, because what I want to do is not be able to see any of it, because freaking hard to see that up to here. There we go. We want to give everything a slight edge like that. And that one also needs to be toned down, because we don't want the edge too strong, but now everything has a light edge. You can also do a duplicate of that, and then do the reverse with a multiply if you really want. Because you want to bring that one in. Like this. And then lastly, again, without any of those effects, with those effects. Well, remember the walls don't have any of this. This is just the props. It's just these. So that's cool with every god. Whoa. I definitely think these need to be actually reduced even more than they are, because they should be much more subtle. Like that. When they've got color, you'll pop a bit more as well. Then the last one you can do. Now this can depend per asset, but you can, because it's a whole environment, you can make it the bottom of the environment's a little bit darker and the top of the environment's a bit lighter, which is a very common effect you could do with, like, even in drawings, because it's like a gradient lighting effect. So if we just go positional, and we'll just do an overlay for now. Max. You see that? So we want it to, as it gets up in the scene. And you know what? I think I want it to be the opposite. Let's invert, multiply, turn it down. Again, I want it to be quite subtle. Does that make it darker? I can't even tell. Multiply, make it black. Oh, there you go. Blur's not going to be anything useful, I don't think. Well, actually, might do. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so you see that? So we can make it so get this little bit of darkness as it gets to the bottom. Tone that down again as well. And then we've got all of these, which we can put into a separate folder. Can help us. So if I turn that on and off, you see? And if I duplicate this, paste it here. Copy layers. Paste layers. There you go. That applies it to all of our floor. Applies it to all of our walls. And that apply it to our windows. And there we go. We've got all those additional effects sitting on top. Give us that really nice look. And it's really annoying to show you all of it at once because they're all separate layers, but you can see just starting off like the props. Again, it's only subtle. It gives you enough, show it on the walls, that it just helps emphasize areas. Yeah. Oh, looking real nice. But what you can do as well, because it's probably not going to be a very shiny scene at all, because it's all hand painted. So I could always put roughness right at the top and just set that to 0, and copy that onto every layer too. Copy, paste, paste, paste. There you go. So we've got a completely non-shiny environment. There we are. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and hopefully I will be more confident to do more streams in the future, or more motivated to do more in the future. I will see you guys then. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, I try to keep stuff posted in my Discord to see if I will be streaming stuff. Today was kind of out of nowhere because I was like, you know, I have a little bit of motivation. I'm going to push that to a stream. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.